Canada has remained home to new immigrants around the world, and many that are yet to move here are working really hard to make it their next home. Despite the hype of Canada being the best country in the world, the enviable natural beauty, the community orientation, the tolerance, respect, and increasing embrace of immigrants around the world, it's shocking to see the numbers rise among immigrants that are constantly leaving Canada. With this rising number comes our quest to know if Canada's exit of immigrants have been factored into the immigration plan and target to bring in about 1 million immigrants that would aid the growth of Canada's economy in 2024 and 2025. Let's find out. I'm joined by another Saskatchewan-based YouTuber, Christie. I'll leave her handle down below. Please subscribe to her channel, and together we'll be discussing our own perspective of why immigrants are leaving Canada. Keep watching, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Christie Spurs. As she has said, it's nice being here.
There's so many fancy things that have been said about Canada. There are so many things that are looking here in Canada that people should know from abroad. There are people coming into Canada and there are people leaving Canada for various reasons. So we are going to be sharing our own view, our own opinion, what we've seen that has made people move from Canada, even though we have not left yet.
Happy, and we are not planning to move anytime soon.
I'm not guaranteeing that yet. But obviously, Canada is a good place to live. Canada has been welcoming so many immigrants for many years. And Canada is also looking forward to bringing immigrants to be able to help their economy to grow. Wow.
And you know, for some people that are not here, you know, saying that people are leaving Canada sounds like, hey, you people, you have come again. You have come with your stories. And I know that in videos like this, people will still come to the comment section to say,
why are you still there?
Well, whatever. Even if you say it is the worst place in this life, we are still going to come. Some people will also say, why are you still there? Yeah. So it's okay. We just want to share with you some of the things, realities here in Canada. Like, you know, some people are really living, people are living. As much as it is the dreamland for some people have also tasted it and they have decided, no, this is not for me.
So we're going to dive right into, and the first thing from what we've actually been saying is that there are high and unrealistic expectations for many people that are looking forward to coming to Canada. True. And that's the truth. Many people hear what people are saying from Canada and they feel it's a good place for me to move in. But some things are not realistic. Some people paint different pictures of the things that are happening here that are not real. Some people go take clothes on credit and come give it to you on the gram, and you feel that that is how life is. It's not easy and it's not true sometimes.
You know that thing, I didn't even know it was a thing until I got here, and some people, I realized some people actually go to the store, buy clothes, wear them, take pictures and return them.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
Because you can return, there's return policy. And you that are watching, you just feel Canada is good.
Oh my God, this person is wearing new clothes every day. You don't know that they have gone to return it.
And even from clothes, the lifestyle that people live sometimes don't even emulate them because they are unrealistic. Some people are not genuine in the things that they post or they share with other people. They just feel life is good. Yes, life is good, but there's hard work to that good life. And that's the thing that you need to understand. So follow the people that are genuine, that are sharing the nitty-gritty of the experience that they go through, so that you know indeed that these are the steps that they've taken for them to get to wherever they.
So people expect that things, you know, people once you get to Canada, like there's money like right on the road, right? I get that realistic expectation. So the next one we'll be talking about is high utility bills. Guys, you can't even imagine. For example, my phone bill, I pay $70 every month. To be like, for someone to be able to get in touch with me, for me to be able to, you know, use data, call out, I pay $70 every month on phone bills. And that's apart from utility bills, you know, eating system, you know, and there are bills that you just have to pay, you know, car insurance is something you have to pay. And sometimes when you hear of the amount of car insurance, you are just like, what is it? What happened exactly?
In fact, what did we do to SGI?
What did we do to SGI? And these are like bills are just like, and there are some bills that you can't say I'll pay later.
You can't defer bills here.
You can't defer
If
bills.
you defer abroad in your country, don't even think about it.
Don't even try
No
it.
mercy for lazy man.
So the bills here are really pretty high, and you know, for some people that have lived in other Western countries, they're like, okay, I think Canada is just because when you meet people that have lived in US, UK, they say the utility bills are not as crazily expensive as it is in Canada.
Really?
So yeah, so people feel like the utility bills are just too crazy, and no, I'm gonna leave this space. It's not for me.
Yeah, and of course, talking about these utility bills, it's not only phone. You know, you have your heating, and during the summer, heating system really goes a bit low because you're not using heat.
Exactly.
But if you have AC, know that you're kind of paying like what you will pay in winter for heating up your house. And in Saskatchewan that we have here, we are always in the season of winter. In fact, let me say, I only say we have 3 months or 2.5 months in the heat. And those ones are also extreme weather conditions. So almost about 9 months, you are paying for heat, and then you are paying so much, and that's expensive, guys. All right, I'm going to jump to the third point. For me, it is here in Canada, building wealth is not easy.
True.
Canada has not made citizens or permanent residents to come and be millionaires or billionaires here.
They want your money.
It's not gonna happen. So the thing is, if you want to build wealth, there's always this saying that go have a business, or you know, you can build wealth with business. But when you're working 9 to 5 or you're working for an employer, it's not very easy, and that would lead us to something else that we're going to talk about, which is the taxes that the government will siphon from you when you are working 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 job. You are just paying back to the bosses. And for those that are even high income earners, you feel, okay, let me work some more, do 2 jobs, 3 jobs.
Oh my
or
God.
let me earn that
mistake of the century.
6-figure income that you want to earn because you want more money.
Mistake of the century,
Then,
right?
I remember when I was working as a human resource professional at some point, someone called me after receiving her paycheck. What is on her gross was, in fact, maybe she thought the gross was going to be the
I
gross.
almost made that call.
And I said, girl, hold on. And these deductions are enormous, guys. I've actually also recorded one video that talks about where do our money go. I'm going to link it up here so that you can also go watch. It is crazy, and we always pay almost, in fact, it depends on your money, but if you are earning like over 100,000 or almost 150,000, you'll be paying close to 40% and more on taxes. And that's crazy.
That is huge. That is almost like half of your salary, right?
Yes. So who are we working for?
Who are we working? Like, who exactly is earning the money that we are going to, you know, wake up in the morning, take the bus, if you are taking the bus, drive down, and at the end of the day, you are paying as huge as 40% on. And that would take me to, like, it's still talking about building wealth. Taxes in Canada can be clean.
It's crazy, guys.
It's crazy. You know, she was just talking about someone that called out, like she was the HR person, and someone called her to say, I almost made the call. And my present job, you know, when I got the offer now, of course, it's time to be sent. After I get this job like this, after they start paying me, it's time to start sending money home, change the money to Naira because your girl has started earning big.
But
paycheck came, and I was like, no way, this is not no. Yeah. I guess the person that did the payments, maybe the person did not calculate when I started. I almost called. I was very close to making that call to say, I think there's something wrong with my pay.
Yeah.
I think there's something wrong. And you know, I was just asking, you know, just before I make a mess of myself and make the call, I asked people, my colleagues, and were like, yeah. You know, I said in one video too about taxes and all. I'll also link it. And if you are earning 50,000, for example, just for an example, don't think that you are going to be taking home as much as 35,000, sorry. In your 50,000, it's possible you don't take home 35,000 at the end of the year. Yeah. Guys, just calculate it in your head. Like, it's like almost half of your salary goes to taxes, and people are just like, what is it? It's better where I'm coming from, so I'll just go back. Instead of, you know, it's like it seems like you are earning the money, but at the end of the day, you can't see it because government is, and it's not something like bills too.
Yeah.
It's not something you can
Everything
say.
goes.
It's not something you
And
can
you're
say. I'll pay later.
You can actually defer if you choose to, but you're going to
You are
be
still
paying.
going to pay at the end of the day.
You're going to pay even with extra interest.
So
if you delay your payment.
So why will I want to delay? I say this money is too much. I say I can delay, but I'll still pay more. Taxes in Canada is a crazy thing.
And you might also be asking, let me just remain in the low income bracket, because I see that some people feel
the more you earn, the more taxes you pay, right?
Yeah, and if I remain in the low income, that's if you're earning less than 30,000 grand every year, then your tax is really minimal.
Yeah, it's low.
But what can you do with 30,000? And also don't forget, that is gross. Net is lower than gross. What can you really do with 30,000?
Like that, like other deductions from your pension and all that. And so, talking about taxes, some people will think it is, just the thing to do 2-3 jobs.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, when tax filing season comes, these people discover that doing 2-3 jobs is a way for them to pay back taxes. Like at the end of the day, they will calculate, some people are getting money back, tax refund. Some of these people that do 2-3 jobs end up having to pay back.
No, yes.
Because the government have not taken enough taxes. Oh my God, that's crazy.
It's really crazy. And, these are reasons why people they're just sick of what is going on here in Canada, and they just feel it's not as bad as this now.
Where I'm coming from.
It's not bad. They can still delay paying their utilities in their home country.
Exactly.
Let me just go back. Right, so I'm going to be talking about the weather. I know that everybody in Canada has spoken.
I know people have heard enough of
stressed about the weather, but the weather is not easy, guys. But when we're in the winter, particularly, it's a very depressing season. It can make you really go into depression.
Winter blues,
because you don't have the drive to get up to go to work. Thank God for COVID that made so many people work from home. They are not used to it. But now that you have to step out of your house, first you have to shovel your car.
Oh my God.
And if your car is stuck, you are in deep trouble. Giving yourself more time to be able to clear it. And then begin to drive like a snail to
because you really can't, there's an amount of snow that should be on your car that would earn you a ticket if the police find you. So you really have to shovel, take off the snow off the car.
Yeah, and you can do that for almost 6 months of the year because that's the terrible weather that we're in. And in Saskatchewan, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but in Saskatchewan, our weather, our season.
I'm sure in sports, they will say, no, we are not going to be scared.
You can get up to -50, guys.
Yeah, -50.
You can get up to -50 degrees. But don't be scared. We have not died. But you can still, we have not left. But some people still cannot cope with this weather, because sometimes it affects them. Some people have arthritis, there's joint issues,
and it gets
because
worse
of
during cold weather
during this season. So it's difficult for some people to cope, and they just feel, oh my God, let me just go back. I remember when we moved to Canada, I said, yeah, we want to come, and here we are in the winter. We actually stepped into Canada in October. Winter setting in.
October.
And the snow started. In fact, talk about falling in winter. Who hasn't fallen? Have you not fallen?
I have.
Everybody.
I landed on my butt.
It's a baptism in the winter season.
You land on your butt, you get up, dust yourself. If nothing is broken, you move on with your life.
So guys, it's difficult, and those seasons, it was really a concern. I was just looking at myself, who sent me? Why did I come here?
What am I doing here?
Because the weather was unbearable. There are some benefits to the cold season, actually. For my husband, I can't stay where you sweep because of the dust issues. He was taking some medications. That helped him a lot. He stopped using that medication. So there are also good things to it. But people that really can't cope with the cold season will just not stay anymore. They can't, or they move to other provinces that
where
are warmer,
it's not that cold.
That is not that cold. But Saskatchewan is really deep in the cold. And
one thing I heard about, even those places where people say it's not that cold, people that have been there still said, Alaye, this place is cold. Even places in Canada where people feel like, okay, they'll say places like New Brunswick, British Columbia, they are not really cold, but even people that have been there, people that came, though we know that Saskatchewan can be on the extreme,
that's terrible.
But even those places that they say is not cold, it's still cold. And you know how you say, no, I don't like to take medicine, no, I don't like taking medication. During winter, you have to take, It's not like you are sick, oh.
No.
But you'll be taking vitamin D.
Vitamin D. You even need, for the sun, because although we have sun here in Canada, in Saskatoon, there's always sunlight. But you still have to take some medications that help you.
That helps.
Like your multivitamins, you have to take it regularly.
So when I was talking to my doctor about winter blues and all, he said for blacks, vitamin D will help us, Like the feeling will want to come, or that winter blue, that depression, but vitamin D will help, process it, because it helps lift mood and all that.
Yes.
So guys, the next thing we'll be talking about is the credit system. And because of the credit system and the fact that some people don't understand the credit system, you see that a lot of people get into debt.
Yeah.
And they, huge debt. And when I'm talking about huge debt, and for some people, they even feel like, why is it not even better to commit suicide and just keep staying with these debts?
Yeah.
And that's why I also made a video about how to ensure you use your credit card right and all that. I'll link it somewhere on the screen. And credit system here is the fact that you have to check BC kind of for you to build. For some of us, when we came, we're like, no, I don't like to hold money, or I just want to live within my means. But the fact is, for you to build credit history, for you to be able to do anything like take mortgages, get auto loans and all that, you need to be able to use your credit to build your credit score. And because some people don't understand that, they just feel like, oh, free money. The bank is giving us, as a newcomer, the bank is giving me $4,000. Only me, that I don't even have work. They just, spend the money. And before you know it, interest is going on the 4,000. The 4,000 is becoming $8,000. It's becoming $10,000. And before you know it, it's becoming overwhelming. And some people are just, it's overwhelming. And at the end of the day, for people that don't know how to manage their credit, they discover that they are just working to pay off debt.
Yeah. Even
debt that it is interest that has made it grow that much. But the credit system is such that if you don't understand it, it might get you into a huge mess. And I see lots of students even falling into this error. Like they just feel like it's free money, they just spend. But no, the fact is a credit card is there. You should use it, but you should use it wisely.
And that's why we need to understand the system, like Christy said. Understand how to use your credit card. It is very important. You have to have it, because if you want to build credit, you must have a credit card, and you have to use it. So what I always encourage people to do is use it and pay back. There's always a cycle to you paying back your credit. So when you use it, pay back so that you don't accumulate it. If you keep accumulating it, it becomes overwhelming. Then you defer, and then you can pay again.
Of course you can defer. The bank will not say don't defer. The bank will not say no, you have to pay now. But as much as you are deferring, you are also increasing how much you have to pay back.
People are leaving Canada because they are homesick. People are leaving because they are lonely and depressed because of the weather, which can also help or take you into depression if you are not careful, is one reason. Then looking at where we come from, we are Nigerians, and we know how to dig it well. We know how to party. Some people have large gatherings, large family members, large associations that they miss. And that way, because they don't have those weekends to go party. We can only do those parties during summer. That's why we can really do so many outdoor activities. There are parties in the winter, but not so much because the weather is cold. And people that are really into these things find it difficult.
Imagine wearing winter boots to party.
You can't tie your own bag to party.
You have to wear your toque, or else your hairs will fall off.
So it tends towards loneliness for so many people, and for those that have come here as single parents or students that are alone without their family, it is another thing for them.
Sometimes I just wonder how the students, there are young students, right?
Yes.
Like the marriageable students.
Yes.
Or people that are of marriageable age that are here, that are single. Sometimes I wonder how they cope. Because sometimes after all the stress of the day, it's easy to just come home and you have someone to talk to. You have your kids, you have your husband to onboard into.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the singles are doing it.
And that can also lead them to making so many errors, so many mistakes, wrong decisions, because they can't really unbox what is going on with others. They can't understand. Sometimes the complexity of how Canada works can be overwhelming, and you need people to really talk to, people in your circle. That's why we talk about community a lot. You need to build a good community. And for me, community is not just having a lot of people. You know,
having people that you can talk
like
to.
minds, people that understand,
People
that have the
understand
same
you.
drive
Yeah.
with you, that can always encourage you when you're down, people that, you know, they can also be in your circle of influence, like in your profession, that
Yeah.
can help you in your career path. So those communities can fall in different areas. Even your church, you
Yeah.
can have communities like that can also encourage you. But if you go have communities that will not encourage you, well, how would you stay in Canada?
What is the essence of the community self?
Yeah.
What are they communicating?
There will always be something depressing or something that they will be sharing that will not encourage you, and then you just feel, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Let me just go back to home.
To where I'm coming from. It's not as bad as this.
It's not as bad.
It's every weekend. There's no one there. We can do party. And you know the way there's this vibe when you go to Nigerian parties.
Yes.
People are living because of loneliness. And the fact that sometimes it's even difficult to reach your family members when you want to.
Yes.
You know, you have to consider time difference.
is
7
one.
hours, you know, for Nigeria. You know, sometimes when you're just waking up, they're about going to bed. You know, even that is also adding to the loneliness and, you know.
Yeah, and I think I should also highlight this in this video, because sometimes too, because of the time difference, most of the friends and family that you have in your home country don't understand. They feel that you're not picking their calls when they call you. They feel that you're not responding. It's not the case. People have different schedules of work.
Yeah.
People have different times that they go to work. In the morning when we wake up, it's probably about 2 p.m. in Nigeria, when we are heading to work. And it's not the time to pick up a phone call.
Yeah.
You're heading to work. And then when you're coming back from work, Nigeria is
They're
asleep.
sleeping.
So you probably have to define your conversations to the weekend if you are not in those shift works that you also work
on weekends.
or schedule. So what I always advise people is send a message. Send a text message or schedule a time to talk. It's not like it's a consultancy conversation, but you want to talk to some people.
Yeah, it's not a consultancy conversation, but you have to schedule.
But that's how you have to make it happen. Because
it.
you don't. Sometimes your family members too, you can't speak with them if you don't plan the time out.
Yeah.
It's that tough.
You just have to schedule that call. It's hard for some people. They're just like,
yeah. So I want to apologize on behalf of, they did not send me, but I'm sending myself on behalf of Nigerians here and people that are abroad. Please take it easy on us. We are not escaping from your calls. We are not escaping from your messages. We are not. We love you as much as you love us, but there's no time.
It's just
guys.
time difference.
It is
it's
not
just,
easy.
yeah, sorry, it's not intentional. If we have ever missed your call. It's not so the next thing we'll be talking about, guys, is subtle racism. Is, you know, as much as they say Canada is, you know, it's a land of immigrants. We have lots of immigrants in Canada. Even, you know, when you see some white people, sometimes when you dig further to ask them questions, you see that they also like came here from other countries. But even as much as you have lots of immigrants in Canada, there's still that subtle. It is subtle. Yeah. But it is there. There's racism here. And for some of us that have worked in customer service roles, we've met a lot of racism. And some people are not, you know, they are not shy about showing you that they are racist. And they'll say they are not, they just want to be serviced, but the kind of words they use on you, you know that this person, you know, like telling you, can you get me someone that speaks English?
Yes. Or can I speak to somebody else?
Can I speak to somebody else?
Your
accents?
Yes. And I say this, I also had a video on this accent thing. Everybody has an accent.
Everybody has an accent.
If you know a Canadian when they speak by their accent. You know an Indian how they speak by their accent. You know a Chinese person the same way you know a Nigerian by their accent. So guys, what is wrong with accent?
We all have an accent.
I'm a proud African accent.
I'm proud to have that accent. You can try to form the phonetics as much as you want to, but it's not going anywhere. This accent is there and it's there.
We're proud.
Someone called me on the phone, you know, at work one day, like I was in customer service, in a customer service role, and the person said, "Oh, you have quite an accent." I just chuckled. And he said, "Oh, where are you from?" I said, "Nigeria." He said, so this place must be like heaven. I was like, "Not quite."
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said, "This place must be like heaven, right?" I was like, "Not quite, because I read my Bible and I know what heaven is supposed to look like." No, Canada is not like, is not quite like heaven. Canada is Canada, right? Yeah. I know it is a big difference from where I'm coming from. And even if you look at some of the buildings, some of the amenities, some places in Nigeria also have these amenities. The only thing is we just have like a government that works better here than we have in our own country.
Even talking to Canadians or people that have stayed here for so long, I realize that some of them don't even know as much about Africa like
they feel like the whole of Africa is a country.
Yeah, and because of that naive state, they begin to say things that they hear in the news. Africans, and particularly I would say Nigerians, are really thriving abroad because we are doing well, guys. We know our onions. We are very good and vast in the things that we do. In fact, do you think it's easy to put the proof of funds together to come here?
Oh my God, I was telling somebody.
Do you think?
I said anyone you see, any immigrants, any Nigerian, I'll just say any Nigerian you see here, the person is a big person in their country.
Correct.
Because proof of funds, oh my God, you know how much it is?
Tell
Family
them.
of 5?
Oh yes. So we've got the means, and that means we had all it took for us to come here. So people are well established, people are professionals in their field. So coming here to come to this subtle racism, we're trying to put our 1 cent in the building of the economy of Canada.
Economy, yes.
So, and if there's subtle racism, in fact, the racism, it looks subtle, some are in your face.
Yes.
I remember during the COVID season, in fact, not COVID, before COVID started, entering the bus, because I took the bus, and you see people not sitting beside you because you are black. If you took only one more seat beside you in the bus, the person would rather stand than sit beside you. Do I need anybody to say that this is racism? Of course it is. You don't have to say that.
So I'm that dark that my darkness can stain your white.
I wonder. But you know, you need to get close to immigrants. You need to understand where they are from. You need to hear their story out, and then appreciate them. And you know that they are all here for a good cause.
Yeah.
I think that's what is expected of everyone here, to accept all immigrants as themselves.
Yeah, so some people are just like, no, I can't deal with this racism, and they're like, no, I'm living here. So that's one reason people are leaving Canada.
Yeah, so that also leads us into cultural differences, because we've kind of talked about it as well. And because we are all diverse from different countries, different races, even in Nigeria, we have a multiple ethnic.
Oh my God!
You know, there are so many people.
200 and something.
Last year, October 1st, we had our Nigerian independence here, and I actually caught one video from it, and I posted it, so you can take a look at it. I'm going to also link it up here. You see, we were showcasing the different ethnic groups from the Midwest, from the Northeast, from the South. You know, we're showcasing the beauty, the culture that we all come from. Yes, and we don't speak the same language.
We don't.
As much as we have cultural differences, even from our own country back home, we have immigrants here. And because Canada is also embracing of so many cultures, if you are not embracing of other people's culture, or you are not respectful of their culture, you find people leaving, because you are not encouraging them to be their best wherever they are.
Yeah, because you know, I was thinking of, there was a time it was all about when you go to work, don't be the odd one out. When you go for lunch, when you go for your lunch, make small talk. And I'm like, no, this is not accepting my cultural whatever.
Yeah.
When I go for lunch, I want to have some peace and quiet. Saying I must relate with other people during my lunch is not respecting my cultural difference too. Because for some people, I just want to have some peace and quiet. But our culture here in Canada, because it's our culture, right?
We have come to Canada.
It's our culture. And our culture here in Canada is when you go for lunch, people that are also having lunch with you want to have small talk with you. And sometimes, oh, I don't want to have small talk. Can you allow me to eat my food?
30 minutes
and
break.
You know, do my Instagram in 30 minutes and go back. If you are that person that does not want to have that small talk, they see you as the odd one out. And because of that, people just feel like the stress is too much. Don't do this, don't do that. You must do this, you must do that, you know. And it's just too much for some people. And
it's so much because we're bringing, in fact, we are meant to see ourselves as living so many things, forgetting our culture and embracing the culture here. And it's really difficult for people that are not young, that have moved to Canada. How can you break an old man from
on that culture thing? There was somebody I met, and the person said his name was Jibenga. Fluky.
His name is Benga.
Do you know his name is Benga?
You see?
And because he wanted to, you know, still suppress that culture, because maybe it feels like the whites may find it hard to call Benga. It became Jibenga. I was like, what's Jibenga? what does it mean? What is it?
Yeah.
And that is one of the things, like, people are just like,
or even shortening your name. You have a long name.
You have to shorten your
You
names.
must try to pronounce the names, because those names
some
make
of us
meaning.
decide to use our English name and
Exactly,
leave
your native name.
our rich native
Even
names.
those names that can be pronounced. You know, there are some Canadian names that are also equally long.
Yeah, and
But you know, they are
pronounce.
used to one syllable names. Kim for Kimberly. They want you to call them
Sam,
Kim.
Samantha.
And they're asking you, like when I came, Afolake, and they're asking me, oh, they can't pronounce
For
it.
sure.
Who can't pronounce Afolake?
Afolake.
And they said, can we call you Fola? I said, no. My name is Afolake. As you call me, you will get used to it. And people get used to it. Why would I drop part of my name because of a cultural change? No. I want to be called as I want to be called. That's my name. So I think people need to accept you the way you are.
Yeah.
As much as we're trying to embrace the culture, they also must be embracing of our own culture.
Exactly.
And respect is reciprocal.
So sometimes it's more like you have to accept this culture you have come into more than we are also accepting your culture. And for some people, that's like, no, I can't deal. And people are leaving because of that. So the next thing we're talking about, guys, is the healthcare system. Hey! They say it's free, it's free, it's free. You don't have to pay. You just walk in, just get your family doctor, fix an appointment that you can go. 2 p.m. appointment, 3:30. Your doctor is still busy.
Is even getting a medical doctor, getting
a family doctor is
doctor
also, I just think
difficult
of the way in Nigeria, once I have my money, private hospital is it for me. I can decide to do private hospital. We see people that go to, some people say they will go to general hospital because they want the diverse, specialist doctor and all that. But if I have my money, I can go to a private hospital and I can get attended to like really fast and all that. But here, there is no private hospital. No. Everybody gets the same, health service, and that health service is, guys. There was a time my youngest child eats his eyes, was playing like in the house, and he eats his eyes on a sharp object, and his eyes got caught, like the side of his eyes, and it was bleeding. We arrived not too long ago, so like it was just when we just came. So I didn't know there were special places you can go. It was a weekend. It was a third hospital. Wow. That attended to us. Guys, imagine the anxiety. Imagine the nervousness I was feeling. The eyes was bleeding. The first place they said no, they don't attend to walk-in on weekends. That was our own. That was where our family doctor is. So they said they don't accept walk-ins on weekends. The second place said they were about closing and they won't be able to take us in. Wow. I had a bleeding child. It was the third place. I said, okay, I think there's a doctor Kakana, and we still had to wait for a while. We've seen people that waited there
even in emergency
for 6 hours. Like, we have come for an emergency care. I can't understand.
Emergencies they are categorized actually here. So emergency, if it's emergency priority 1, that's probably when they will attend to it. If your emergency is not as emergency as the emergency,
can emergency be oh my god.
What is emergency, guys? Emergency
should be emergency, right? But people wait 6 hours to be attended to, 8 hours.
Yeah, you can even have a surgery and you are scheduled 9 months down the line.
So there was somebody that came, and our child had something that she needed surgery for, and she was scheduled. I think it actually took about 6 months before. Yeah,
even my daughter had a tooth concern. We were asked to go to the specialist, and then we were booked. I think that was in March, almost 2 years now. March, we were booked for December. And then I said, this girl is having so much pain. They were going to have extraction done. And
imagine extraction having to take how many months? About 9 months?
9 months. Along the line with prayer. They called in November saying they had an open spot that we're willing to take. And I said, no, cancel November, cancel December. We don't need you guys again. She did not take off the tooth eventually, and she was fine.
Imagine it was something that was really like a very big health concern, and you have to wait 6 months, you have to wait 9 months to get surgery done. That cannot happen in Nigeria. And for people that have health challenges and all, they'll be like, Canada is not, because you really have to make that wait. Getting a family doctor is a problem.
It's a problem.
And if you don't have a family doctor, booking an appointment to see a doctor is, because who are you booking an appointment to see and all that. So health is free, right? That's what they say, it is free.
Public health is free.
It is free, but it is a mess.
Yes.
And even health specialists that are coming in, there are a lot of steps, a lot of exams for them to take, the certifications before they can get to start practicing and all.
Yeah,
healthcare system
that confuses me with the growing economy, with as many even foreign doctors that are coming, migrating to Canada. I wonder why it's difficult for them to get into the system directly.
Difficult.
These exams are really too hard. They are not giving them good opportunities to get into the medical field. So the little doctors that are here are overstretched. And they can't take in. The ratio of doctor to patient is getting increasingly high. And then something I also realize is that maybe the pay, I have heard that what they pay doctors to here is not anything compared to the US. So people are also moving to the US. Imagine. So when they get settled or get whatever here, maybe they get
their citizenship, and they get that blue, passport that can help them to travel anywhere.
They go get a better paying job as doctors, and then we keep going back to status quo with low income paying doctors and less specialists to work.
So I saw someone that said she came in as a trained pharmacist from Nigeria, and she realized the length of time it would take her to start practicing to be a pharmacist here is the same as the length of time it would take her to start nursing, to go to nursing school and graduate.
Interesting.
And she decided, instead of going through that route, she would rather go to nursing school and she would rather go to school to become a nurse. So that's it's a lot of things to, and people are really living,
it's not an encouraging thing to
my health is important to me. Canada is not, it's not the place.
So we'll actually save the best for last, which is the most assumption that people have about starting all over again in Canada or getting their ideal professional jobs, which is really the crux of the matter. If you move here, you want a good job. But really, it's here or there. Sometimes some people start over again, some people flush. It depends on the profession that you are in. But majority of the people that I have known actually come starting from the ranks. And it's difficult. You can imagine we talked about professionals in Nigeria. I'm just speaking Nigeria. Don't be jealous because that's where we are from.
Sorry.
But I know that professionals exist in other countries of the world that have moved to Canada. And then they begin again. And when we say begin again, you're starting from a low job that some of them are not even relatable to your profession because you just need that income to start rolling in because the bills don't wait.
Yeah, the bills are not waiting until you get a job.
You start working yourself back into your profession, doing courses, diploma courses, or even taking student loans to get into the stream and then going back on track. But this is also a part that discourages so many people. Some people are business owners back at home and they wonder why.
Big business owners.
Why am I going to leave all that for starting over again? And some people even feel that they can do it and they get here.
And they're like, no.
With all the other points that we have raised, has really discouraged them.
On top of this one again.
I am
on top of all this, I still cannot get the job, I still cannot get the desired job. I used to be in the bank in Nigeria before I came here. I spoke with one of my ogas. I know that man, he cannot come to Canada. The reason is because, I know it's possible for you to come here and you start at not a really low level, but for most people that come, the first kind of job they get is they are really low level jobs, and it's because when you think of the fact that your POF is what you are using to run your monthly rent, and it's you are running groceries every month and all that. And for some people, they start at really low jobs. Walmart used to be a place for new immigrants, customer service jobs. Some of us just get into let's just get customer service jobs because the bills need to start getting paid and all that. So, and it's for some people, they're like, no, they can't do it. Imagine someone that is a DM in the bank, someone that is a manager in the bank, and he's coming and you're like offering him a customer service, a teller job in the bank.
It takes a lot of guts for people to really go down to those
really
jobs.
Go low to those jobs.
It takes a lot of guts, and as much as people also want better jobs, this Canadian experience comes into play, and they keep asking, you need a Canadian experience, and I keep asking, who has a Canadian experience without being offered a job?
Do they offer it in school?
Maybe they import it.
I want to take this course, Canadian experience course.
So moving to Canada is a good thing, but all of these factors that we have raised are some of the things. There are still more that people have, and there are genuine reasons why some people just say, I'm done, I'm going back. And I don't know if you're watching and you're here in Canada, put in this comment section, are you still thinking of going back to your home country?
Are you thinking it?
Are there things that are confusing to you? Are there things that are making you make that decision? Let's continue in the comment section and discuss.
And are you still in Nigeria and you're like, all these people, you people have started again, we are still gonna come. Let us hear your comments in the, like, share your comments like in the comment section. So let's see, what do you think about this video? Like, are these reasons we have raised really genuine reasons for people to leave? For the people that have left because of these reasons, they are genuine reasons for them, because you can't spend all that money to come here and you are leaving. You know that for if you are leaving because of any of these reasons, it is actually something that is important to you.
Oh, yes.
So let's hear your thoughts about this video in the comment section. What do you think about the reasons people are leaving Canada? Thank you for watching, guys. Until we see you in the next one, have a nice, beautiful life, guys. Bye, guys. See you.